Ladies and gentlemen, there is a major crisis in Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance. Martha Karua, one of the co-principals, has rejected the NADCO report. That NADCO report has been endorsed by Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. According to Martha Karua, that report is troubling, problematic, and unacceptable. And Martha Karua is also saying that as long as the cost of living, as long as the electoral justice, and as long as the respect for multi-party democracy is not in that report, then the report is a fraud. And just like I keep on telling you guys on this platform, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. For those who've been following the politics of this country very closely, Martha Karua stopped attending Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance meetings. Let me put it bluntly. Martha Karua was boycotting Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance meeting. Last week, was it early this week, when Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka held a crisis meeting with Azimio leaders over the same NADCO report, Martha Karua was missing. And that's where a decision was made to accept the report, but with some rider. The truth of the matter is that Martha Karua has certain objectives. But why would Martha Karua reject this particular report? That's exactly what I want to reveal to you guys in this particular video. But before we proceed, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And for this particular video, ladies and gentlemen, please, I want to make a request. Just give it thumbs up. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. But before we dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today and yesterday. I want to thank you so much, because it goes a long way in supporting the channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on the screen. A cup of coffee is only 200 bucks, but you can always do more. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in now. Why do you think Martha Karua is rejecting this report? The fact of the matter is that for those who have been following the politics in Azimio would have concluded that there was no way Martha Karua was going to agree to any report that was going to come out of a meeting co-chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka. From the day Raila Odinga kind of endorsed Kalonzo Musyoka in Bondo, from the day Raila Odinga chose Kalonzo Musyoka to co-chair this committee, I knew Martha Karua was on her way out of Azimio. It's going to take a miracle for Martha Karua to continue staying in Azimio. And from those moments, Martha Karua started boycotting Azimio la Umoja One Kenya meetings. She'd always miss this, attend this, miss this, give excuse. And of course, you are also witnessing Raila Odinga escalating his friendship with Kalonzo Musyoka. And the other day, Raila was with Kalonzo in Ukambani. They were in Bondo, hosted by Odinga. Today, I've just seen photos of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka somewhere in Siaya. Probably I need to figure out what they were doing there in the next video. But why do you think Martha Karua has decided to reject this report? Because in an organized coalition, Martha Karua ought to have raised some of the issues ahead of this particular meeting. Now, number one, I'm looking at an exit strategy from Azimio. Martha Karua is plotting on how she can exit Azimio. She needs an excuse. And what a better excuse than an excuse which is pro-people, cost of living. An excuse which is pro-Azimio, electoral justice. an excuse that is for everybody, multi-party democracy. The fact is, Kalonzo Musyoka is currently emerging as a frontrunner in case Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot. And questions are also being asked whether Martha Karua really delivered to Azimio. Of course, I understand where Martha Karua is coming from. Martha Karua has always insisted that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance actually got votes in the mountain. But those votes were stolen. So for her, the only thing that ought to have happened was the audit of the servers. But from this report, as much as audit has been granted, but I don't think it's going to dig deep into that server. So basically, Azimio will not get what they want from audit. So Martha Karua is looking for an exit strategy. Sometimes, you guys, I know sometimes you might not be very happy, but me, I'm not a carrier of good news for anybody. Whether Raila, whether Ruto, whether Karua, I don't carry good news. Mine is to analyze. So Martha Karua might be looking for an exit strategy. Number two, Martha Karua has also rejected this report because of her wars with Kalonzo Musyoka in Azimio. Let us face the reality. Kalonzo is a politician. Martha Karua is a politician. Kalonzo has members of parliament. Kalonzo has senators. His party, Wiper. Kalonzo has governors. What about Martha Karua? So which means, even if this whole thing came up with the office of the official opposition leader, and the question about who is going to sit where, Martha Karua might be out of it. So Martha Karua is not comfortable because based on the outcome of the last election, Kalonzo Musyoka is the de facto deputy of Raila Odinga, based on numbers, based on votes delivered. And for me, that is something that is not sitting well with Martha Karua. If you ask any Azimio supporter, if you give them a list, let's say Raila Odinga is not going to run, we can conduct the poll here. Let us conduct the poll. Assuming Raila Odinga is not on the ballot in 2027, who would you vote for as your preferred presidential candidate in Azimio? Choice 1, Kalonzo Musyoka. Choice 2, Martha Karua. Choice 3, Eugene Wamalwa. Choice 4, Hassan Joho. Choice 5, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Who would you vote for? List their names below. We want to see who is going to win in such a situation. Number 3, why Martha Karua has rejected this report is what I call the Kamwene Leadership Forum. Kamwene Leadership Forum is actually a forum that was formed by Mount Kenya leaders led by Martha Karua to champion for the interest of the mountain. Now, if you look at the bipartisan talk or the NADCO report, are you seeing the interest of the mountain there? Of course, from Azimio side, when the team was appointed, the leaders from the mountain really complained because they felt the mountain was not represented. So from there, it became very clear that they were going to reject the report. Why do you think Jeremiah Kioni, who is a key member of the Kamwene Leadership Forum, has not endorsed this report? Because Jeremiah Kioni has also been consistent that the report is wrong. It's not right. Even before the report came out, Martha Karua started boycotting Azimio events even before the report came. So you can't attribute the report for her failure to attend the last crisis meeting, which was held at Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka Center. Number 4, why she has rejected this document is because Martha Karua wants to appeal to the emotions of Azimio supporters. Let's face the reality, because reality also helps. Majority of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance don't trust or didn't trust the whole NADCO process. According to Azimio supporters, they always see William Ruto as a cunning person, someone who would play or who was playing Raila Odinga, someone you can't trust. So the moment Raila and Kalonzo accepted this report, majority of their supporters were like, was that the right thing? So these are the people Martha Karua is targeting. Majority of Azimio supporters are against the report. Then if you come and loudly say you are also against the report, what do you think is going to happen? Most of the people are going to start leaning towards Martha Karua. And Martha Karua is hoping that through that, she will be able to win the support of Azimio supporters. So let us wait and see how it's going to unfold. And lastly, I'm reading 2027 politics. I've always told you severally on this platform that politics is a very dangerous game. And politics is also a very dirty game. In 2027, I'm foreseeing a Kikuyu candidate being on the ballot. And the other day, you heard with your own ears Jeremiah Kioni explaining to Kenyans that indeed the Kikuyu nation are leaving Kenya Kwanza. But they're not going to Azimio, which means they're leaving Kenya Kwanza, but they're just floating somewhere. They're not going to Azimio. Which means, in my view, Martha Karua is laying the ground to inherit those people who are not comfortable being in Azimio. And I'm looking at it with two political lenses. Number one, it could be Azimio's strategy to win the support of the mountain by having them have their candidate, vote for that candidate. The truth is, if that were to happen, Azimio cannot lose. The only person who would lose then is William Ruto, whose supporters will go and join the Kenya Kwanza group. And of course, the second lens I'm seeing is that Martha Karua has figured out that for her to succeed, she must leave Azimio, run for the presidency, and brand herself as a Kikuyu leader, not as a nationalist, the way it's supposed to be. And that's why the name Kamwene is strategic. That's why they are very clear that their interest is to fight for the interest of the people of the mountain. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.